All right, so obviously very disappointing outcome today. A game of a lot of missed opportunities. Go 0 for 3 in the red zone, get no points out of it, miss field goal, and get stopped twice on fourth downs. And lose the turnover margin in a tough place to play against a team that, has played really good when that quarterback plays. Credit to him. It's a really good player that made a lot of plays in the first half when we had him back there. So it's really disappointing in the outcome, and obviously a lot was at stake, and we didn't come through. So a lot of missed opportunities. So red zone chances, ball in our hand to, score a touchdown, tie the game, and doesn't go your way sometimes.
Questions?
What about the drop passes?
Yeah,
Close to double digits.
very unusual. I think somebody jinxed this week. I think somebody said Jordan's analytics were, 100% catch percentage. And as soon as they said that, I said, I wish you wouldn't have said that. So, I don't know. I don't know if that corner, when you look up, that's where that sun's at, coming that direction. But, that's a great play by Jackson. Great throw. Obviously wish it would have been caught because, we might be sitting here with a much different storyline of, a great game by Jackson and how we overcame adversity in a tough place to play.
And we saw a lot of Micah Davis back there running the ball. Can you just take us through that?
Just trying to get a spark back there, with some speed, and we hadn't had a lot of success in the run game, last about month. So just tried something different.
Laying on that deep ball to Juice, that was picked off the first interception. Was that where Dart was supposed to go? I guess where we kind of see on that play.
Yeah, very unusual by him. Obviously wish he'd take it back. Just completely unusual that he would throw that ball in that situation. And, he's usually really good at that. And, said to him right before, we got plenty of time here. We don't need to take shots. And, he went very aggressive on it. And so guy made a lot of really good plays today. And again, I wish we would have caught the one because we might have a much different storyline right now.
I know against Georgia you have to kick field goals at times. And today you went for it with JJ. So just what were you seeing or what were you feeling? What's the reason for that?
Yeah, I think that those were probably analytic, pretty easy decisions, that instead of getting field goals there when, it's less than 2 yards. JJ's percentage coming in had been great in those situations. He made some other short yardage ones today. So it is what it is when, you play that way, and he's made a lot of those plays too.
The wins this year were blowouts. The losses obviously came in 3 close games. Is there a common thread that you can see by kind of linking the losses, or maybe explaining why that might be, that close games aren't going as teams way?
It's football. It happens, The year before, it was the opposite, right? All the close ones win our way. Sometimes the ball bounced that way. Sometimes, when you got opportunities to make plays or situations. That's a pretty easy storyline. They're 2 for 2 in the red zone. We're 0 for 3. We outgained them by 100 yards, but they win the turnover margin. So again, shows how irrelevant yards are versus scoring in the red zone and turnovers.
Lane, I know this is fresh, but how tough do you foresee kind of the next week being up until this is staying as far as holding the team together and all that, especially after having a third loss?
Yeah, we're just in today. This is going to be really challenging. It's just a day, so I ain't got to tomorrow yet. There's a lot at stake here and a lot of disappointed players, coaches in that locker room. And this is the new age setup, when kind of there's the playoff line, you kind of know where that is a little bit, and third loss doesn't get you there. So it's just a different world, almost NFL-ish, When you get knocked out of the playoffs, you still got a game to play. But obviously this is an important game. But we'll get that tomorrow.
It's meaningless and hypothetical, but would you have gone for 2 extra scores at the end?
You know, we go over all that stuff. The analytics would tell you not because you're a heavy favorite, but you know, we had the play ready to go. I had thought about it, but I don't know if I would have. I probably wouldn't have because our defense was playing really good. So probably wouldn't have.
When JJ got stopped a couple times short yardage, we haven't really seen him get stopped yet this season. Was that maybe he was trying to go outside or kind of run off tackle? Was that the design of the play? How'd that work out?
Yeah, I mean JJ is awesome, and when you got a D tackle running back there, there's a lot of great things about that. You know, sometimes he goes on his own. You know, and so he kind of 2 of them he bounced. One I don't really. The guy came off our tackle, so I can see. The other one he just kind of bounced, and it's worked for him too. You know, so he's been very successful and had some today, and then got stopped today.
You guys have been so good against the run for the most part this season. I think they had 120 rushing yards the first half alone. What was the biggest difference today?
Yeah, I was concerned about it. I think they have a really good offensive line. I think those backs are really good. I mean, even talking to other coaches that played them, you know, the one thing that stuck out is how hard those guys run. So, you know, that was a concern, probably the biggest concern coming in. You know, so he could make them one-dimensional, and they ran really hard and did a really good job.
With Trey going out in the first half, based on what you know, what you've learned from that, was it the same injury that he had been dealing with over the last month?
Yeah, I mean, just a freak situation. He got hit right on the same injury, exactly right where it was, and then dropped the ball because of it. So obviously the injury happened, and then we don't get the ball, and we missed the field goal there too, versus having a 1st and 10. So there are a lot of bad breaks today. It is what it is. You know, sometimes they go their way, sometimes you don't. You know, we got another post corner off the fingers, you know, down to inside the 10-yard line. So fortunately, a lot of them didn't go our way today.
Anything else for Coach?
All right, guys.